Okay guys, it's Sunday the 8th of February. I am out on my walk. I have been out an hour and a half, and I was on my way back home and I thought I'd stop off at Play Camerons and spend an hour sitting on the beach. But the waves are like something out of Hawaii 5-0 that I used to watch when I was a kid. And the tide is very high, plus the water is foaming and murky, which is not a good sign. So I think beach day here is out of the question. There's no way I put my size 10s in the water today. It's very, very rough out there. I was thinking about going down to the pier, maybe see if it's calmer there, but I can see right along that it is very rough. I'm not going to waste my energy going down there today. But I was sitting there thinking about Hawaii 5-0, and then some programs sprung to my head which I used to watch when I was a kid. My favourite program, kid, Hawaii 5-0. And do you remember the Champions? That was one of my favourites. High Chaparral, Bonanza. What else was there? Oh, that one about the witch. I can't remember what the hell it was called now. Oh, what the hell is it called? Write down in the comments what it's called. It's a comedy about a witch. And she used to do that with her nose. But I can't remember what it was called now. But they were my favourite programs. I was just sitting over there thinking about them. They don't make them like that anymore. My favourite actor back then as a kid, Eddie Murphy. Whatever happened to him? I used to love watching Eddie Murphy in westerns and war films. But times have changed. Right, what I was going to talk about today, and I probably still will, is PV, Puerto Vallarta. I have written a list of things on my phone, titles and prompts and reminders, which I will look at now. But yeah, that's what we'll do. Talk about PV in general, where it's heading, prices, what's happening, would I come here again, do I want to stay here, how much has changed. So that's why topic of conversation on this little walk. I just need to decide where I'm going. Because it comes, like I said, sit here on the beach, but that's out of the question now. So do I walk back into town? So I don't want to go home just yet. It's still early. It's only, well, it's 1:45. But I have been out about an hour and a half, about 2 hours. Okay, I'll switch off a bit when I decide what I'm going to do. Okay guys, decided to take another little walk along the Malecon, up to probably the arches, and that's as far as I'll go. But I just want to show you guys a new bar over here, which I've seen advertised on Facebook. So I'll just show you whereabouts it is. A new bar, it's called Pink Pony. I haven't been there yet, I've seen it advertised as a rock bar, and I'm just about to show you where it is. So, well, at the beginning of the Malecon, over there you got McDonald's, here you got the overpriced Cuban bar, and up the road here is Pink Pony. I will be paying a visit, maybe next week, maybe the week after. But I've had a bit of a long week this week. I've had a bad week and a bit of a long week. I've been out too many times, too many days and nights, and it has affected me this week. So For the next 7 to 10 days I won't be drinking anything. Maybe the odd can in the house, but I won't be going out. Maybe next week, Valentine's Day. So here we got Wine Tiger, whatever that is. Then here, shut down now, is Pink Pony. I've heard some good stuff about it, so I will come for a visit. It is nearer to where I live, only maybe a 20 minute walk probably, and there is food places all around, because I can smell them. Just looking at the camera there now, with all this walking I have lost weight, because at the moment usually I got to hold the camera 12 foot away just to get my whole head in. Now I can half that, so I've lost weight. I actually this morning managed to tie my shoelaces without passing out, and believe me, that has happened near enough. So things are looking good, but I've got a bit of a beer belly, so no more beers this week, and hopefully that'll be gone. It's a nice sunny day here again. There's a bit of a breeze on the Malecon here, which is good to have. With all them beers, I had a few last night sitting in the apartment with Emma. Okay, these are the notes I made, what we'll speak about: the future of PV, where Puerto Vallarta is heading, how tourism is changing the city, will PV become too expensive, what developers means for locals, will PV lose its charm, where I'd live if I moved again. So we'll start with, which one should we start with? How tourism is changing the city. Yes, that is a major worry for most people who come here. Okay, I speak to people, guys here, Americans, Canadians. We ask how long we stay and how many times we've been here, where we're going, and there's many there that are saying, they've become to PV for 25, 30 years, and of course in that time it has changed. I can only go back to January 2023, and I've seen huge changes. But it's like when I first went to Portugal. I've been a few times, but the first time I went I hated it. It was too underdeveloped. I've been to Mallorca, Spain a few times, and I was getting tired of that. I see the big changes which I've spoken about. But so I went to Portugal. At the time it was probably the worst decision I've made. I was there for 2 weeks and I did not like any of it. It was underdeveloped. Yes, there was charm there, if you could say that, but I did not like it. Of course, I went back a few years later, 6 years later, to the same area, and it completely changed. It was still Portuguese, but it was not underdeveloped. Your toilets back there were just holes in the ground, and that was a shock to begin with. So, but yeah, so all this being like 25, 30 years, I probably won't like it. I went to Cancun for the first time 30 years ago, and but Cancun, the hotel zone there was built for tourism. I thought it was the most amazing place I've been to, the best all-inclusive I had, the best people, the best prices, but in 30 years that has completely gone, and I won't go back there now. Mostly because it's overpriced. If I was going to go for a week all-inclusive in a hotel, I would say yes to that, but I've done all that. I don't really need to be doing it again. It's nothing new. It's Puerto Vallarta 30 years ago. I'll be honest, I probably won't like it. I do like some development. I do like to still feel I'm in the country that I'm supposed to be in, but it can go too far. So, is tourism changing the city? Yes, of course it is. Because if you're here 30 years ago, whatever's happened here and the improvements is through tourism, and it's still happening. You know, they're improving the Malecon here, they're doing an extension down below, down that way. There is more seating places here now. But the part I don't like is places being bought up for condos. So Captain Don's been gone. I've just spoken about Santander. There's the Korean barbecue place in town, which was a big area, big place, and there was a pizza there as well. Gone. That will be apartments. So things like that will change. What happens with condos, what it attracts is retirees. And that will kill PV as a town. Retirees, sorry guys, you cannot bring anything to the economy. I speak to many men, I've seen some on Wednesday, nice guys, nice people, staying here for 2 months, and they've been out of the condo about twice. And to them it's sitting on the condo, they have a pool, make their own food. How that helps the local restaurants and the bars, nothing. So, in my opinion, retirees will be the death. So we've got more condos happening here. Then I come here to PB for nightlife, come here for tacos, come here for the beers. But all the places are now closing. Captain Don's will be gone. So I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to be doing now during the day? You know, 3-4 times a week I've got Captain Don's, live music. Just down the road from me, there's nothing else unless I come to town, anywhere close enough. So, you know, that is gone. You know, that is a big draw. There's always packed out there. You know, so where are all these Canadians, which are mostly there, and America's going to go? So if that keeps on happening, it'll be all condos, all hotels, and nowhere to go. You got the hotel zone over there. It can stay over there. It's in town. Let's keep it. Let's keep it. How can I put it? Let's keep it Mexican. Yes, you can develop, make things better, improve. The actual, what's it called? The sewage system needs sorting out there. I was there the other day and the roads were flooded, streets were flooded, and it wasn't rainwater. Which on this trip I have noticed a bit more. I've even got it in where I'm staying. It was a couple of nights ago, went out for tacos and the water and the overflow was running down the streets. And of course it smells. Next one, where is Puerto Vallarta heading? Now that is the $1 million question. What is their identity? What do they want to cater for? It seems at the moment to be catering for developers, which is not good. As it is now, it's probably after the right balance between modernisation and old time. I mean, it's called Old Town for a reason. We have many holiday destinations in Europe where you go to, like Rhodes in Greece, maybe I should be to, and then you'll have New Town and you'll have the Old Town. The New Town, it's good if you're going to go there, but if you want to see how Greece or Rhodes really is, you do have the Old Town area, and they've kept it that way. What we don't want to be, is that the old town becomes the new town, because then it will lose its charm. Which we'll move on to the next part. Will Puerto Vallarta lose its charm? Yes. So what makes a place charming? People say, oh, I like the cobble street. No. Yes. Yes and no. What makes it charming is the people. The people are friendly. For now. You know, the neighbourhood where I am, you know, I can't walk out the door with it. It's like, buenos dias, buenas noches, hola. You know, I don't get that in Zona Romantica. Not at all. But, you know, there is a bit of a local feel and a friendly feel to the place. So, in the local neighbourhoods, that probably has got a long time longevity in it, but eventually will go, because I can see there's developers there where I am, and that has changed. So I hope it loses charm. You know, would you go to Cancun and say it was charming? No, you wouldn't. You know, you're on a hotel zone, you'd be lucky if you see a Mexican. But at least here, you know, I have many Mexican friends, and they're good people. They're very, very witty. I have a good time with them. Very friendly. So, but as things get more expensive, as things change, as their probably livelihoods change. I mean, you look at Captain Oz, which I speak to quite a bit, was it 12, 15 staff there? Their jobs are gone in 45 weeks. You know, and I speak to them there and I say, what's happening? We don't know, but it's probably going to be condos. You know, the owner of the building wants to sell and make a quick buck. You don't blame him, but then you get the thing where it's tourists have taken their jobs. Tourism has taken their jobs. I arrived here in January 2023. I was only supposed to be here for 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. I was supposed to do 2 weeks when I was staying, and a week in the marina. I loved it so much, the people, the area where I was, that I stayed until April. There was a plan. I did have work to do back home, which I was looking at my own businesses, so I had staff there who could run it for me. But back in 2023, it was probably just COVID had just finished, and it was a lucky time for me to be here, because now 2026, if I'd arrived here January 2026 and it was the same thing, 2 weeks where I stay in, a week in the marina and then back home, I would probably go back home. Do I enjoy it here? Yeah, I do enjoy it here. Sometimes you look at it through rose-tinted glasses, but do I find it as appealing as when I first arrived? No, I don't. I do not at all. You know, I say to my family or kids, because you know, they will come, my friends, come to Puerto Vallarta, you'll have a good time. And yes, they will, because they can't compare it to any other time. But since I've been here before, and now, I would say it's nowhere near the same. And I'm in a relationship, a very good relationship, and if that ever did come to an end, which it did this week, but we did get back together, but if it had come to an end, where my time here would have ended on June the 18th, I probably won't come back. I don't see it as good as it was before. You know, I have travelled a lot, I have been places. A lot of I'm not coming here for 5 days or a week on your annual vacation. I'm here for 6 months, so it's got to be affordable. It's got to be cheaper than what I pay at home, and at the moment it's not. It's probably a lot of things are more expensive. Meat, I have no idea why meat's so expensive. I don't know if it's imported or what, but beef, chicken's not so bad. But okay, so just for you guys back home in the UK, because you'll know, because you mentioned that I can't compare your prices because I don't know. I had, me and Emma stayed there the other night, and I wanted chicken, roast chicken, and the place, which is closest to me, was closed. It was closed down, so we had to get a takeaway. And we were looking, and then she was getting impatient. And I'll look until I find the right deal. She was getting impatient, and she said, "I'll order it now." You know, and I said, "I'll order it now," but it was me who was paying for it. And it was, she ordered this meal from a place called Pollo Feliz, or Feliz Pollo, Happy Chicken. It was the worst thing I've ever had. It was bone-dry chicken, the order was wrong, it was rubbish. But a whole chicken, not rotisserie, just cooked on the grill, chicken. We ordered patas, which was the boiled and roasted potatoes. They gave us some lukewarm, soft, soggy fries. It was 350 pesos. And then Emma said, "We have to give a tip," and I don't want to give him a tip. But just give a tip, so she gave me 50 pesos, so we had 400 pesos for the chicken. We opened it up. If I could run fast, I would have gone back and got my money back. So it's, you imagine UK, it was 20 quid for a roast chicken, rotisserie chicken, and some soggy fries. Can you imagine paying that back home? So here, you haven't got the taxes we have, you haven't got the exact overheads here, everything is in cash, you know they're not paying tax, they're on the fiddle. And then you're paying nearly 20 quid for chicken and fries. I was fuming, it ruined my night. I was fuming all night, I couldn't calm down. So, but, you know, she's, you know, like Emma said, "Oh, you know, that's what you've got to pay." I said, "No." I said, where I live, chicken is 199 pesos for exactly the same thing. And this time it was 400 pesos. I said, "You know, you get an Uber home from work every day, you pay 70 pesos. So on Friday you get one back, I think, and it's 400 pesos. Would you pay it?" Well, no. I said, "But you expect me to pay it? I'm not a bottomless pit. You know, it's not the cost, it's the getting ripped off," which I didn't like. So yes, the prices have gone up, and to be honest, too much. So it's 2026, 2027 will be the breaking point. That will be the last year. 2028, I predict then things will start to come down, or they'll just tolerate it and it will stagnate. Because you look at these businesses, except for this week, they've been dead. But this week, just gone, I've been out and it is busy. It has been busy. So you look at a business, we'll take Margarita Grill for instance. Big area there, big real estate. So year on year, sales down, which they're going to be. And then for 1 year you think, okay, yeah, we'll get it right next year. And then year on year sales down again. And then I'm a business myself, you start thinking of business, right, what we could do to improve this. And what most do, which is the big mistake, is to put up prices. So they're not making much money, so they put up prices thinking that's going to happen. But when there's choice, like I've got a choice and I don't go there, with a choice, the sales will still plummet. So in the end, there comes a situation, as the business owner of the building, what you do, and what will happen is they will sell. Because you don't sell a thriving business. I've looked at the businesses here, and I see them, and they're talking 290,000 for a lease. And then you pay rent on top. $290,000 for a lease. I did my first business, and the lease was about 15,000 quid. And here they want 290,000. And you go back, and 3 months later, and it's still advertised. You're talking stupid money, absolute stupid money. So things will change, and what will kill it is the pricing. You know, we developed pricing. the dream gets sold, and it's not what really happens. Because if I came here and I go out for a night out and there's nothing but condos and apartments, 3 tackle stands, a couple of bars, you won't want to come back again. But the retirees will just sit in their apartments, in their condos, night after night, watching Netflix, bit of sun, ideal for them. But as for PV or Puerto Vallarta, as a town to survive, they'll be gone. They've got no chance. And I am looking at other places at the moment to go. I think to myself, do I go to Thailand again? The problem is in Thailand is I didn't really make any friends there. So I was there, I have been there with my partners, my girlfriends, wife, things like that, over the years. So was that, but if I went to go on my own, I would probably be on my own all the time I was there. Here, you know, at least I do meet Americans, Canadians, which are friendly, and I do get friends, and you know, the few nights of being out this week, you know, the record bars, I meet people who always speak. Is it like that in Thailand? No, it's not. If I go to the bar and you're usually on your own, you'll get some Thai bird coming up to you, I want to chat, want to buy drinks. I'm not interested in it. You know, it's a business transaction for them. So it's never interested. It's not friendly, nothing about it at all. But it's affordable to be there. The weather's on par to here. It's exactly the same. They have the rainy season and they have the dry season. So it's exactly the same here. I can get there in one flight. Quarter the price wants to come here, and also it's cheaper there to stay. Because I'm not happy what I have to pay this year at all. I'm not happy at all. I would get a 4-bedroom house, fully equipped, all modern amenities for what I'm supposed to be paying here. I have to rethink that, because I think if I'm coming back again in October and the price is going to go up. I expect it to go up. I did have a price in my head, and I did ask, what's the price, and I never got told till I got here. I won't be paying anymore. It's just not. I don't want a pool, the full works, everything. No matter how friendly it is or how friendly the area, the price will probably get out of hand. So that's something I need to be looking at. That's it, you know. I'll say if I'm still with them, but yes, I will be. You know, we get on great, we have a great time together. We have a few minor disagreements, but it's more of a culture thing, language barrier. But otherwise, I have a great time here. But if all that finished, I think my time here will be finished. I'll maybe try it again in 5 years' time to see if it changed. But I've heard the Cancun and the Tulum side prices have come down really, and in Playa Carmen prices have come down. Last time I was in Playa Carmen was 2 years ago. In Cancun town itself, my actual apartment was £9 a night. It was on par with what I got now. Same size, you know, bathroom, shower, bedroom, kitchen, diner, exactly the same. And then in the Playa del Carmen one, I was paid £23 a night. And that was just for short term, 2 weeks. I'm paying, I wouldn't say double that now, but it's not far. I have got a friend who's coming here and they stayed in the hotel in town, and she pays £2 a night more than what I pay. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll get in touch and say I'm coming for 6 months. What's the deal? So you know, she says she has a little kitchenette desk, so she can make her own food, but it's in a hotel with a pool, sunbathing area, in town, so the cost of Ubers and taxis are gone. And I may have a look at that to to see what the prices are like, because I can't sustain the price paid here at all. So the $1 million question is, will PV become too expensive? Yes, it will. It's nearly there now. I'll be interested to see what 2027 holds, but it's getting expensive. Will PV loads chance done that? What development means for locals? There is good and bad. I see a lot of building work here, so there's a lot of jobs in that industry. But you know, with businesses, bars closing down, and the staff losing their jobs, development's not always a good thing. And for the long term, like I said earlier, is condos for retirees. So if your job is a restaurant or a bar, it'll be pointless. If it hits that threshold where it's more to retirees, I was in Andelys, we go to Andelys all the time, and on this trip I'm sitting there thinking, do you know what? I'm one of the youngest in the place, and I'm getting on. I'm sitting there and there's people in the 70s, mid 70s, the late 70s, sitting there with one drink. And I thought, the business can't sustain it. It has completely changed. It went from a fun place to now being a hangout for pensioners. I haven't enjoyed it the last few times I've been there. I don't really go. I am looking at this Pink Pony bar, which is down there earlier on, and the Blue Wolf. We'll be looking at going to these places, because even Andelys, I don't, which is again one of my favourite places, I don't see it be fun there. And the other day there's a group there, I don't know what nationality they were, about 8 of them, and they were a bit rowdy, which you know, but they were on, they range from 60 to maybe 75. And they were drunk on their one bottle of Corona, and they're having a good time. And then, next thing I know, one of them staggers up, there's a plastic glass on the floor, sticks a coin between his bum cheeks, and then squats down. And I'm looking at him and I thought, what's he doing? And then what he was doing was trying to get this coin through clenched bum cheeks into this glass, into this plastic jar. And they were roaring with laughter. And then each one was trying it. They clenched it, this coin, squat down, trying to get into this glass jar. Some of them were so drunk that they were falling over. There's people trying to dance, but these guys were, okay, they were having a good time. But then they made a mistake. One of them came over to me and said, do you want to try it? And he's holding this coin like that. That's just been in his bum cheeks. I said, clench your bum cheeks and try and get it into the glass jar. You don't want to know my answer. I like to have fun, I do like to do that, but for me that was not fun. And then the guy next to me, he said, not your kind of thing. I said, no, not my kind of thing at all. And what he did say was, it's a game that we play when we've had beers. It's like a party game. I said, what? Sticking a coin between your bum cheeks, squat down, get it into the glass jar. And he goes, yeah. And you do that in bars and in pubs and in restaurants. As a guy, if we had too much to drink, I thought, yeah, maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe I'll go home and try it one day. I'll probably get a lump hammer over the head. But, and there's a lot of that going on there, and it's, you know, you have girls dancing in the bar, and then somebody gets on who's should be at home playing with the grandkids. I feel like puking into my beer. Okay, last one here now, really. Where I'd live next if I had to move. I would like to stay in Mexico because I do like it here. It's always been my favourite destination. I've been to Oaxaca. Would I live there? No. Merida on the Yucatan. Would I live there? No. I enjoy my time there. Would I live there? No. Cancun? Definitely not. Playa del Carmen? No. Mazatlan? I haven't been, but I've seen videos of it and it doesn't seem to have the same vibe as here. I might go for a look sometime. But to me, it doesn't have the same vibe. I was speaking to some guys in a party that was in on Wednesday, and they just arrived in PV and they were here for 7 weeks. And we started talking, and they said, we usually go to Cabo San Luca. I said, oh yeah, I said, I'd love to go there. I said, we stopped going there because it's too expensive. I said, okay. I said, so what do you think of PV? And she goes, oh, they were a lot less cheaper than Cabo San Luca. But, you know, Cabo San Luca is one of them destinations I have want to go to. But people are already moving away from there because it's too expensive. So go back to expense here. Will people move from here, or where will they go next? I'd look further south. I did go to a place, and I can't say it, Puerto Escondido, or something like that. It's in Oaxaca. On the coast, but I was only there 2 nights, 3 years ago. So I thought it was cheap there then, but these people that had been to Cabo San Luca and were here said they had been there last year and found it very expensive, and that's why they chose PV this year. They had been to PV years and years ago, but it's probably the first time they had been for 10 years. I think it said 8, maybe 10 years they said, and they found it a lot cheaper. But if it gets expensive, people will try somewhere else, or will go somewhere else, which is a worry. I do love it here. It'd be a shame for it to all go. You know, Asia is reachable and affordable for me in the UK. There's always flights, because there's no flights here, nothing at all. So it's a bit of a struggle to get here. But do I go back to Thailand? Maybe. The only problem with Thailand is full of Russians at the moment, and they are not nice. There's no way I want a Russian as a friend. I have met many in my time in Greece, Spain, Tenerife, and I can say I've got nothing good to say about them at all. They're not nice, arrogant, communists who have been let loose and now think they're the bee's knees. No, and apparently Thailand's full of them, and there's nothing but trouble there. But I don't go to Phuket or Pattaya. Just, you know, Bangkok, I've been twice. First time didn't like it. Second time, yeah, it was okay, but I was only passing through. But I would go to Krabi. That is a destination I'll go to, and that's what I would recommend. Phuket, no. Pattaya, no. Krabi, and then if you want to, you get a flight there to Vietnam, 49 quid. So I may look at that. I may go there before coming here in October, come November. I might go there for a month just to see what it's like. Now I'm getting hungry. Time for me to go get food, I think. So that's my thoughts today. It's about Puerto Vallarta. See if I've left anything out. No, I think that's about it. So that's it until my next video. Catch you again, amigos.